right? So, as I said, an interesting theme has been popping up. By the way, if you're here, say salam, say hello. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching this live, say hello. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay so that other people can view this video, as I think will be really, really helpful. Okay, so I've been having a lot of conversations past few weeks, aside from Ramadan. Like I said, I really wasn't working in Ramadan, but I have a whole team who's having those conversations on my behalf. So they kind of fed it back to me because I'm looking to launch the next 12-week program end of this month. Is getting full. Then I'm super, super excited to work with amazing women from all over the globe. But an interesting theme has been coming up in conversation has been, I know your programs work, right? I know you get people amazing results. I know this, but I don't know if it's going to work for me, right? I don't know if it's going to work for me. And I shared this in my stories yesterday that I absolutely get this. I really get this. I understand this, especially in this day and age where all that's been thrown in our face is diets after diets after diets. You have to cut this out. You have to cut that out. You have to cut all the sugar. You have to cut out gluten. You have to do this. You have to do that, right? And all these restrictions that are put around us make us think like, oh my God, being healthy is so hard and things like this. And then we enroll into programs and we can't stick with them. We can't adhere to them because they're absolutely unrealistic, especially for busy moms like you and I. Like we are running homes. Some of us are homeschooling 4 children. Some of us are running global businesses. Some of us are studying at the same time, right? And then having to add preparing separate meals for me and my family because I'm supposed to cut out some stuff. Having been told you have to work up 5 to 7 days a week to lose weight for at least an hour each day, that you have to do it at the gym. Like that is unrealistic for a lot of us. Right? And no wonder so many people feel like, you know what, your programs are amazing. They get people results, but I don't know if it's going to work for me. And this thinking and this belief is not wrong, because here's the thing. If the programs you've enrolled in before, if all they're telling you, you have to cut this out, you have to do this, you have to do a detox, you have to do that, and then you couldn't hack it, you stop after a few weeks. By the way, people stop even if they're getting results, by the way, right? You stop after a few weeks because you couldn't sustain it. And then a few months later, you're looking at your body, you're going, oh, you know what, I need to jump on another diet. So you go on another diet, another restrictive diet, and then you stop that, right? And then you hop off that, and then a few months later, you hop on another one. Now you have a history of starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping. You have a history of trying something and failing. I don't really like to use that word failure, because when we're unable to do something, it just teaches us what not to do, really. So it's a lesson. For me, it's a lesson, right? So now you have all of these lessons that tell you you can't do it. So of course, you're going to believe that, because all you're doing is that you're building a library of evidence telling you that you can't do it, telling you that other people can do it, but not you. Because from your experience, everything you've done, you have failed. So heck yeah, you're not going to have that self-confidence that I can do it. I know your program is amazing. I know your program is getting people results, but I don't know if it's going to work for me, because everything else I've tried hasn't worked. And I get that. I really, really get that. 90% of my clients come to me with that same exact doubt. It's normal, right? Because we build our perception, right? And our belief system and all of these things based on our experiences. So if your experience has always been you haven't been able to stick with anything, then of course you don't believe that you can do it. But here's the thing, something for you to think about. What if you are not the problem in the first place? What if it wasn't you who was the problem? What if it wasn't you who doesn't have enough willpower or enough determination or enough, priority or whatever it is that you want to put? What if it had nothing to do with you, but everything to do with the fact that the program that you enrolled in wasn't the right fit for you. What if the diets that you kept on jumping in and out of were not the right diets for you because they didn't take into account your food likes, your dislike, your experiences, how busy you are, what other things are happening in your life, right? How much time you have and all of these things. What if the exercise programs that you enrolled in didn't take into account how busy you are, your pain, the kind of exercise you like and you don't like, gym availability, equipment availability, time availability? What if none of those were considered that? Right? What if your lessons, aka your failures, had nothing to do with you, but everything to do with the fact that you were just not in the right program for you? Because it wasn't customized to you. It didn't take account to you. Because ultimately, for any program to work, for you to be able to adhere to and stick with, it has to be about you. It has to be designed in a way that you can adhere to and sustain. Your food advice that you're going to be given has to be around the foods that you like and you don't like and stuff like that. The exercise programs that are going to be written for you have to accommodate your likeness of exercise, the time, the pain, the experiences, all of that everything. Now, if we stay stuck in this thought that I've tried everything before and it's not going to work, so how do I know that this is going to work? If you buy into the story, here's what happens. When you buy into the story, all you're doing is you're keeping that evidence of your failures stronger. All you're doing is that you're continuing to build your evidence of your failures. So every time you want to start something, the mind is going, oh, come on, Yusra, you've tried this before. You know it doesn't work there. Then you stop yourself. So it stops you from taking action. It stops you from taking the action that can actually help you start create the library of evidence that proves to you that you can do it. Right? So what if there's a program that can do that for you? What if you enrolled in a program where everything was customized to you, to your experience of life, to the foods you like and you don't like, to the time availability for exercise, to everything, to how busy you are, to how you cope with stress, to the number of children you have and all of this? What if everything was customized to your program and it allowed you to get the results that you want? Can you imagine the library of evidence that you're going to build and the self-belief and the competence, self-competence that you're going to have about yourself and go, hang on, I can do it. Of course I can do it. Because now you're building that evidence of course I can do it. And eventually the positive library is starting to negate the negative library. And now here's the beautiful thing. That shift, right, of I can do it starts to transcend every other area of your life now. Now it's beyond nutrition and fitness. Now it starts to show up at work because now you know you can do the hard stuff, right? If I can lose weight after trying so hard and now I can do it, of course I can do everything else. I just had a message from an athlete the other day. She's lost around, so she was, I believe, 141 to she's now 127 or something like that, right? She's lost about 14 pounds in like 6 weeks, right? And she goes, yeah, I've lost weight and all of these things, but it's how I feel. I feel like I can do anything. I have so much confidence that I feel I can do anything. And that is exactly it. It even stops being about the weight. It starts to become about how you feel about yourself, the belief you have about yourself, the self-competence that you build. It starts to be about that. And when you have that then starts to show up in every other area of your life outside fitness and nutrition. It starts to show up in your work. It starts to show up in your relationships. It starts to show up in how you mother your children. It starts to show up how you show up in front of your partner. It starts to show up how you show up in front of your friends. It even starts to show up in how you speak. I have another client she's a coach herself, and her friends were like, "Oh my God, you've changed so much. You even speak differently." Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Because now you're building that library of evidence that you can absolutely do it. And then it proves to you that you can not just do it in health and fitness, but you can do it in every other area of your life. And all it took is that one decision to not buy into the story that your mind is telling you of, hey, you've tried everything else before. What if this one fails too? It's that fear that holds a lot of people back. But guess what? Doing it scared is the only way that we grow. Doing it scared and continue to try is the only way we're going to know if it's going to work or not. So the question is, what do you want to be able to tell yourself 5 years down the line? 1, oh, I was too scared. I didn't do it. I tried everything. My health is horrible. I don't feel great in my skin. I've wasted so much time, full of regrets. Or the second thing that can tell yourself 5 years in line is, oh my God, I'm so glad I did it scared. I'm so glad that I was uncertain. I didn't know how it was going to work, but I knew what I wanted for my body. I knew how I wanted to feel in my skin. I knew how I wanted to experience life. And I am so glad I took the chance and did it scared. I am so glad that I didn't buy into the stories that my mind told me. I am glad I built the library of evidence that made me believe that I could do it, because I did it and I did it again and again and again, and not just in fitness, but in every other area of my life. So ask yourself this: if you're not doing anything for your health, what stories are you telling yourself? Are they similar to what I shared? Are you telling yourself, yeah, your USRA programs are amazing and stuff like that, but I don't know if they're going to work for me? Like I said, it's not new. In fact, it's almost logical, because your brain wants to protect you and all that stuff, right? So of course, if all you have is the evidence that you failed before, of course you're going to worry. But the question is, are you going to buy into that story? Are you going to allow your past experiences and the fear of future failures dictate your future outcome? Because that's what happens. It's often the past. For people, often they allow the past to dictate their present and their future, right? Or are you going to go, you know what? I know previously didn't work, but I know how I want to feel in my skin, and that's important enough for me to try again, to do this better, to find someone who can support me and guide me in a way that is actually aligned to my life, in a way that can be customized to my life. And that is exactly what my programs are about. And that is why you see the type of testimonials that you see. You see them because their program is about them, nothing to do with me, nothing to do with what I like and my biases. We all have biases. I have biases, but I don't project my biases on my clients, because it's about them and their lives and what they want and what they need and the kind of support they need to get those results. And that's what they get. So program is almost filling up now. The team is working really hard. And I'm super excited for the ladies who've already joined. I really can't wait to work alongside you. And if you're someone who's been wanting to work with me, but then those stories they keep talking to you and telling you, it works for other people, but not you, have a conversation with me. What have you got to lose? Because guess what? Otherwise, nothing changes. Otherwise, we stay stuck in conditions that we hate, in conditions that we don't like, and life passes us by. And 5 years down the line, our story can either be of regret or of heck yeah, I did it. And that's entirely your decision, girl. Entirely your decision. Okay, that's it from me. Super happy to be back, and I will catch you guys soon. Bye-bye.